Livio. Deschamps. Ferrara. Zidane. Livio's made a and there's Perini right up, but
yeah, you see, Butts coming back. It's always a problem, I think, when players are running back to challenge, coming back into the penalty box. It's not so bad when you're fronting people up and you can jockey them, but any sort of touch there, which has proved in that one, the fellow was going to go down.
back beaten there. Mufc. Great piece of work though by Schmeichel.
Oh, big moment that. I honestly thought Mufc was going to score then. Couldn't, you know, he did more than David. David May really shouldn't have allowed him to get back at that.
Cantona's header. McClare couldn't gather. Zidane again. Stopped that time by Butt. United have got to drag something out of this game. A defeat, and particularly a Fenerbahce win tonight against Rapid Vienna, which one would think they're entitled to do, although it's still 0-0 there at the moment. If Fenerbahce win, then they go ahead of United into second place. with 7 points to United 6, but there's still plenty to go yet. Farini, Di Livio, Deschamps, Del Piero, the scorer from the penalty spot. Solskjaer, nobody much up with him. Now there's some support. Cantona. No. Well, Solskjaer got it back again. Buck plays it wide. Giggs, now this is where something might happen. Oh, this is a great... No. He ran straight into Ferrara. But Johnson couldn't pick it up. Di Livio could. And here's Zidane. And suddenly United might be stretched again at the back. They attack them with such pace as well. Tolatelli on the far side, but an offside flag goes up against Zidane. Schmeichel wanting a yellow card for Zidane for having kicked the ball away. The whistle's gone by now, and Zidane, they're kicking it away, but the referee just given the free kick to Manchester United, nothing else. About 2.5 minutes to half-time. United still this goal behind. Solskjaer now. It's Beckham. Driving his cross towards Cantona. Wow. That's as free a header as you're likely to get. And Cantona of a few months ago would have had that nestling in the back of the net.
That's the actual words, Brian. You've read the script brilliantly. That was just thinking it, the times you played against him and all that, and you know that he'll score that against your team. And yet he's had 2 opportunities tonight that in domestic football he would score. He would have scored in.
Here's Deschamps. Jugovic to Torricelli. Del Piero's gone running wide on the far side with Gary Neville going with him. May's challenge was successful, but still United can't get possession. Now they can with Solskjaer for a moment at any rate. But just look how Juventus are working.
They scurry around the ball, don't they, as soon as they lose it. And I think I said that was the key area for me before the game, the midfield area, and I was quite optimistic, particularly with Keane in there. But that's a bad blow for United, having to take him out that midfield.
Beckham just caught the back of his heel, and back it'll go to Peruzzi.
But you get the feeling if Beckham and Giggs can get plenty of the ball in wide areas, then all's not lost. Because they've shown they're vulnerable, surprisingly vulnerable to me in the air. I mean, May's had his chance. Cantona we've just seen. There was the 2 little scrambles early on. So United have actually had moments when they could have netted.
Torricelli now for Juventus. Giggs couldn't quite get there. Ferrara recovered himself.
But they pop it about so quickly on one-touch football in midfield. All the midfield players can play one-touch football.
Farini. Zidane. Keane's after him. Time added on at the end of 45 minutes. Farini for Juventus.
The showman, Zidane, the 2 Frenchmen in midfield for Juventus, have absolutely run the game. And funnily enough, I didn't fancy Zidane that much in Euro '96. I didn't think he lived up to expectations.
Here's McClare. Well, it's been a thrilling first half.
Oh, it's been excellent since.
An absolutely blistering start by Juventus. United coming back into it and then conceding the penalty. Johnson with the throw for Manchester United. Cantona's touch, Butt's touch. Solskjaer trying to chest it down. Butt again trying to get the ball through to McClare. Holding it on for a minute. And Cantona claiming that he was obstructed.
No, I think Eric's chasing shadows a little bit there. Defenders do what good defenders do. He got between the ball and the player, and without making an obvious obstruction on it.
Half-time, and Juventus leading by Del Piero's penalty after Nicky Butti had brought him down on the very corner of the penalty area. And this was the crucial moment in that first half. Piero finished off from the penalty spot like this. And it's Manchester United 0, Juventus 1 at half-time here at Old Trafford.
The setting is Old Trafford, Manchester. The scoreline is an unhappy one for United. They trail the champions of Europe 1-0. A penalty by Alessandro Del Piero, but we mustn't get too miserable at this moment, Glenn, must we? Because the scoreline in Istanbul, can we just reiterate that? Because it's Fenerbahce 0, Rapid 0. So United are still there.
That's a great result if it stays that way, whatever the result ends up here tonight. But United are not out of this game. I mean, you know, one goal is never enough when you're leading a match. We know United have got players in their side that can conjure up something, a bit of magic out of nothing. So in many ways they're not out of it. But the scary thing is if they get hit on the break and the second goes in.
But Terry, really, the fact is United no chances on target. Best chances, but not on target.
Yeah, I think they're going to find it hard to get back in here. As Glenn said, it may be a set piece or something, but in play they've not really created very much, and I think they'll find it difficult.
OK, thanks, Terry. Well, let's hear from the United manager, Alex Ferguson. He's with Gary Newman.
What did you concentrate on at half-time, Alex?
Well, we're just reorganising what we're doing at the back, just have a word about that, make sure they knew what they were doing there. Because I thought the early parts of the match, they were nervous at the back, clearances were bad, and they didn't give themselves a chance to settle really. But in saying that, they have produced areas, into areas where they've found it hard to defend the Juventus team, and although they have been the better side in the sense of the play, open play, nonetheless I feel that we can get something out of it if we keep concentrating in the areas where we think we can get success, and that is certainly in the right centre back area where we've got a lot of joy in there without really finishing it off. So hopefully we can improve a little bit in the second half. I'm not too disappointed. I think it's a fair result at the moment, but you know that we're still in it.
Thank you.
With Ron Atkinson and me, Brian Moore, as the second half gets underway. So Alex saying it's a fair result. I heard him right so far. Well, let's see what Ryan Giggs in particular can do now. That was a good run, and Montero at the other end of it finds Ferrara. United showing a lot of strength and a lot of purpose here, and in the end Peruzzi gathers the ball comfortably enough. And certainly in the midst of all the disappointment of Manchester United fans here, you have to say it has been an absolutely sparkling performance by Juventus. Here's Boxic, pursued by David May. Just kept it in, and there it is with Schmeichel. I call Juventus the old lady of Italian football. Well, I can only say here tonight she's hitched up her skirts and put on all her finery and given us really quite a show. But United looking to make the most of this second half. Looking for a goal and looking for a point that they hope will lead them towards the quarter-finals of this wonderful European Champions League. Solskjaer for Jonsson. Cantona's in the middle. Goal kick.
Yeah, you've got to feel sorry for Ronnie Jonsson there, having you playing in an unaccustomed position. Now, players can be adaptable, but he looks to me a little bit like a fish out of water on that side. I wonder whether Alex might have considered tampering and switching the fullbacks over. Because Gary Neville would be more sort of adapted that side of the field.
Comes through to Del Piero, Zidane, Del Piero. But they really attacked the ball there, United. David May getting it, and now Giggs trying to feed it through there to Cantona. Now gets it through to Cantona. The flag has stayed down. There's a chance here, and it's gone away. McClare was diving in there as well, but Cantona would have eaten those for breakfast a year ago.
You know, Brian, I just wonder then, you know, when players, we talk about even the great players like Cantona, when the confidence is low, he had a situation like this, didn't he, on Saturday, which he lifted over the bar, almost from the same position. I just wonder whether, when he's in his prime, he'd just ping that one straight in when things were flowing for him. But it's encouraging that they can still get back in there.
Zidane getting it for Delivio. Del Piero's waiting in the middle. Giggs has done his best to hold him up, and it's a goal kick.
That's brilliant for Ryan Giggs. Brilliant, because if he doesn't get back and backtrack that winger there, Delivio, they're in a great position, Juventus. But I tell you what, we've been out a couple of minutes. We've seen 2 attacks at both ends, which both might have produced goals.
Cantona going for this one, but doesn't get to it. Zidane, Delivio, Forini, Montero, Torricelli. Gets it back to his captain Peruzzi, who's also the Italian national goalkeeper. Delivio. Offside flag goes up. Referee quite rightly says play on. United nicely and firmly in possession with Ronnie Johnson. Giggs has just swept inside him and now has gone along the line. There's Ryan Giggs and he won't quite get there.
You don't really want to see Ronnie Johnson overlapping Giggsy. All Ronnie Johnson should concentrate on is getting it and giving it Giggsy and let Giggsy get on with the thing.
Jegovic. Keane. Here's May. Down the line towards Beckham. Torricelli though with a back heel finding Zidane. Not finished yet, says Torricelli. There he is, plays the ball in for boxing. And down goes an excellent piece of goalkeeping by Schmeichel. Superb timing there. This is a breathtaking game.
It's going end to end now. I mean, that was a classic move from Juventus there. Just with the boxing just failing to link up on the final ball.
Jegovic. Here's Cantona. And now Butt. And now Johnson. Giggs outside him, waiting. And receiving. Well, he's got the cross in. And Peruzzi there. Diving at the feet of Beckham.
Good goalkeeping that, because if he spills that, he's got Cantona coming in right in at the back. But that was encouraging from Ryan Giggs.
Zidane. Oh, delightful play there by Zidane, outwitting Nicky Butt. Now, what's he going to do? Plays it short.
He should have a license to do that. That was unbelievable skill, wasn't it?
Beckham. Butt. Shrouding off Solskjaer, and here's that man again, but it's over the top from Del Piero.
That was the time I'm on about, Brian, when if you're playing offside, you get decisions go against you. It could realistically, he might have been offside there, Del Piero, but the linesman let it go that time. The next time he'll flag for the same situation.
Torricelli.
But he's missed a good chance there. You wouldn't have backed money on Del Piero putting the game beyond United there.
Boxic. Well, he might get another chance here. Del Piero again. Giggs is trying to get back. And Giggs does get back, but still Del Piero. Crossed in there. And Schmeichel desperately getting it away. Forini had a shot there. And in the end, it's away in the crowd again.
Brian,
from Forini.
You saw United play on Saturday, didn't you? You watched the whole match. Were they playing as high up the park defensively as this?
I think they were.
It looks as if it's a game plan to try and condense the game, but they're leaving so much space for those little diagonal runs. I mean, they've had 2 or 3 let-offs in this half now that could have put the game out of sight. I mean, there's a time when to defend high up the park, but there's a time when to just slacken off a little bit, and United at the moment are just holding a straight line.
Let's just hope Juventus rue those misses. It's still only 1-0.
Cantona, that's better.
But again he was outnumbered. But the crowd were encouraged by that.
I think it's a totally different atmosphere now because of the way it is. Juventus against Man United is one of the great games. But to the Fenerbahce, one went the crowd, you could almost hear a pin drop, couldn't you, in the game?
That's right. Neville to Beckham. Forward again, but there's nobody there.
I just wonder whether Alex might consider bringing Solskjaer off now, who really has found it all too much for him, and give Scholes a little run at the thing. Just make a one-for-one change, if you like.
Giggs, but he won't get there. Delivio. Well, Giggs might get to this one. No, he's driven it. Just half an error there by Delivio, and Giggs pounced on it and has given United a bit more hope.
It's one of the best European games I've seen him have, you know, Giggsy. He's worked hard, and it's hard with him being out for so long. And a couple of times in the last few minutes he's caught Juventus defenders by pressurising them.
Hit forward more in hope than anything else. Cantona tried to get on the end of it. Ferrara's there for Juventus. Up to Mufc. And here's Zidane. Delivio's gone wide for him. Through the middle is Del Piero. Stopped though by Roy Keane. Johnson. And again, lucky to get a second go at it. Oh, here he is again. Now, Ronnie Johnson. Now, play it in. Solskjaer.
I think if it had gone down there, he might have got some there, Brian. I thought for a minute the referee looked at it hard.
Cantona played in once more towards Ryan Giggs. Zidane gets it clear to Deschamps.
What they've done by keeping the game at a fairly high tempo, they're leaving themselves exposed to breaks like this, but at least they're not letting Juventus sort of make the pace of the game in midfield, just pop it about. Trying to get them to hurry the game a little bit.
Deschamps. Delivio. Bit of space for Boxic. Beckham had spotted that. So a lot of space in the penalty area. Zidane couldn't quite get on the end of it. That was some good retrieving there by young David Beckham. And a long clearance by him up towards Cantona. With the Uruguayan Montero's there. Torricelli. Boxic. Given away. In comes McClare. Now Neville. Beckham along the line. Solskjaer, good turn by him. That's the best thing he's done so far tonight, but his pass still wasn't a good one. Tried to retrieve it, and they're certainly working really hard now. Cantona trying to get it through to Giggs and couldn't quite make it.
I think what they've shown this half, whether Alex Ferguson has said, let us try and play a pressing game and try and get some challenges on their back people, that's certainly what appears to have happened, and they've won quite a fair bit of possession.
Cantona's header. And Ferrara's clearance. Here's Jugovic. Torricelli. Zidane. Boxic. Delivio. Del Piero's in the middle. So too was May. Nodding that one away. Zidane again. Oh, goodness, I thought that was going in.
Oh, that was sweet, wasn't he? What's brilliant about this, just before he cracks it, I think his butt comes flying in, and he just lifted it over butt.
Yes, there.
And there's a lovely, no backlift, and Schmeichel doesn't know that that's gone over. I mean, you've said it a few times, Brian, in the commentary. It is I think it's a terrific game. So many things happening. I also think it's the best I've seen United play in Europe this season, apart from, was it the first 20 minutes against Vienna?
That's right.
I mean, if only that the games are always if only they had played like this against Fenerbahce with this drive and spirit.
They get a throw conceded by Didier Deschamps.
You know, they're almost given as good as they've got against a side who next week could become the club champions of the world.
Right, looking for a long throw here from Gary Neville, and we get one. Comes off Torricelli. Deschamps leads it away. Watch it with a little touch. Zidane again there looking for it and getting it. Porrini.
What they can do though, they can sprint from midfield, Juventus, in the knowledge that anything knocked in, usually to Boxic or to Del Piero, sticks. They very seldom get a bad ball played back to them when they support the front players.
But playing it through. Cantona, will this fall for him? No. Peruzzi.
That was a brilliant run of Cantona's, just turned and spun and had the ball played over the top. And unfortunately, he didn't quite know his bearings.
Keane certainly tightened things up a good deal at the back now. Beckham, McClair, this looks better. Solskjaer was back on his heels though. Torricelli gets there first. But there are just moments now when you think United might be putting one or two things together.
Yeah, they're playing at a high tempo, and that always, I always think that suits them better when they play at a high tempo.
Neville's throw. Solskjaer, challenged by Torricelli. Gets it across beautifully. And the header by Ryan Giggs falls into the arms of Peruzzi, but that was again better by United.
There's always that deep area, isn't it? Deep area on crosses.
And here they come again. Johnson now to Butt. And now to Giggs. Johnson's gone up beyond him. Giggs rifling inside. Solskjaer. No, charge down by Montero. Beckham. McClair's gone on a run for him. No, that was slightly wayward. May, start again. Now, can Neville get to this? He can't. It just was a little beyond him.
They're playing far more at what we would call a Premiership tempo now.
This was the Giggs header. Giggs header. Good work. I think from Solskjaer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't quite get the power into it. He's taking off a standing jump.
Game gone just about now. Juventus still leading by Del Piero's penalty after 36 minutes, but United are coming back at them. Here's Beckham. That's a free kick, and that's the yellow card for Jugovic.
This is United's best period of the game now.
Without a doubt.
They're blazing, all guns are blazing, everybody's running forward. It's that like nothing to lose attitude now.
They've got a free kick here. They're working hard. They just need a break now. Giggs with that free kick. Floated in, but it wasn't a good one. McClair trying to get it back.
The worst possible thing is hit the near man, and that's what it's enabled them to do. It's spring very quickly.
And Neville knocks it back. It was from just that sort of situation in Turin where they broke out again. They are devastating on the counter-attack, Juventus, and scored the only goal of the match that night. Torricelli. Jugovic. Mind you, you had a great battle against Juventus when you were manager here, I remember.
Yeah, we got a 1-1 draw, and coincidentally, we were getting beat 1-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
So maybe there's an omen there for the United lads.
Zidane. Comes for Delivio. Crowd are giving United everything here tonight.
Yeah, but United, the players are giving it them back.
Yes. Oh, it's come to Beckham. Almost to Cantona. Played down the line very, very well indeed by Solskjaer. McClair battling to get there, but it'll be a goal kick.
They've really picked up the tempo, Giggs and Beckham this half, haven't they?
There are little sharks of light now for United, aren't there? Still a goal down. Peruzzi with the goal kick. Up goes Del Piero. Solskjaer. ball through to Cantona. But here's Del Piero. Break is on again for Juventus. And Neville did so well there. And it's still 0-0 in Istanbul between Fenerbahce and Rapid Vienna. Well, if the result stayed this way after 90 minutes, United would still be on 6 points, and they would still be ahead of Fenerbahce, who would have moved on to 5 points. With 1 game to play. Just remind you that Fenerbahce's last game is in Turin against Juventus. United's is away in Vienna against Rapid.
I wish when he gets the ball in those wide areas, Giggsy would go wide a little bit with the ball, run it wide instead of diving infield too early.
Neville.
I think he's got the beating of the right-sided defender for pace. And I'm sure if he can get into those areas they were talking about at half-time where they can pull the ball back.
Chile, that's a yellow card for him. Free kick again for United. Beckham to hoist it. Keane's gone forward this time. They've left just Buck and Neville back. Plenty of movement up there for Manchester United, as you can see, as David Beckham hits this free kick in. Just wide from Solskjaer.
Well, I must admit, as soon as he's made contact here, Brian, I thought, what a great equaliser. Great curling ball in. He's got in between defenders. Unfortunately for the youngster, it hasn't gone in, so that would have made him a folk hero here.
May with a header. They're getting their odd chance at one end of the field. It's so important United stay absolutely strong and vigilant at the other. Zidane. Del Piero. They're Sean playing it in again, but here's Keane up to Cantona. Giggs has made a great run down the left. Cantona hasn't spotted him and he's played it instead to Solskjaer on the right. And we've lost it. Jugovic. Well, it really has been that sort of game. Jugovic thinking he was away and clear, and suddenly Solskjaer was at him.
I mean, I think they're magnificent, Juventus. But I tell you what, I'm not too sure they're very happy with the tempo that United are sitting on now. I mean, we're talking about a lot of world players, and they're getting caught in possession. They're not anywhere near as comfortable as they were in the first half. That's not to say they're still not playing well.
Mufc. Keane's going with him. Juventus throw. Zidane and Del Piero are in the box. Jugovic making a move in that direction. Piero on the end of it. Goal kick.
By the way, that might be a very good chance there from Del Piero. He's got right across the front of May. And I think Lippi will probably think he should have been near a target with that.
Here's Neville. Leclerc. Solskjaer. Cantona through the middle. Kicks it away on the flank there. Driving it through, and it needed a touch. Cantona wasn't quite up far enough, and neither was Leclerc just to apply that touch.
Brian, was that a shot, or was it a cross-come shot? I actually think when he plays him in here, I think you're thinking, go on, take it, first touch, go in on goal. And then if he screams the back of the net, you all turn around and say, well, that's the goal of the decade again. But I honestly thought he could have taken that in on it. Swapped it, gone closer on goal with it.
But at the moment, United are getting more than a sight of Juventus' goal.
Oh, terrific, terrific. Terrific at the moment. You just hope that, you know, they don't get one of their breaks with the two front players they got and make it 2-0, because at the moment United look very capable of bringing the game back.
Here's Keane coming forward for the first time. Spraying the ball out for David Beckham. There's his long cross in. And Solskjaer, well, it came off the Juventus defender. It's going to be a corner. Ferrara complaining to the referee that it wasn't a corner. Juventus may be getting a little edgy now. United putting them under a lot of pressure as Beckham wheels another corner in. And Nicky Butt with a shot that was way off the target. Goal kick to Juventus.
And if they can sustain this pace and tempo and pressure, you know, there's still plenty of time left on it.
Yep.
And you know,
halfway through the second half.
Talking about what's happening in Turkey, what price now if United could nick and equalise and keep it that way? And that result stays the same in Turkey.
Keane with a header. Cantona also, but he didn't quite know where it went. Johnson, that's a lovely ball he's played. Giggs after it. Giggs' cross. Game towards Cantona. Beckham shot! Oh!
That is unbelievable. I mean, Beckham's must have hit 20 of those in the net this season, hasn't he? But encouraging again. Giggs is making it all happen now. He's flying down there. Good.
Listen to the crowd now. The crowd are loving this now. Johnson. But United still this goal down. The penalty by Del Piero in the first half. Giggs.
I tell you what, I'm amazed at, Brian. I'm amazed that Delivio hasn't dropped into a more defensive position to try and help the defence a bit more.
I tell you something, Juventus have pulled every man back inside the penalty area now. Everyone, bar none. Here comes the corner. Floated in. And it'll be another one. Just look at that Juventus penalty area now. Everyone is back. Beckham with the corner again. Oh, the keeper had it, lost it. It almost fell at Giggs' feet.
That must be a bit unnerving to be Peruggi in the middle of that. There's thousands of them in there.
May's header. Oh, Zidane with a long, that was a clever piece of play. That was a clever piece of play. He wondered whether Schmeichel may have been a yard or two off his line, but Schmeichel wasn't. Here's Beckham. That's a good ball. He's found Giggs again. There's Giggs crossing it in. But playing it to Neville. Played in again towards Solskjaer. United get another corner.
They must crack in a minute. You get the feeling United must be rewarded now.
Beckham with this one. But not a good one. Comes off Zidane. And it'll be a throw to Juventus.
I'm amazed that Juventus have allowed United's wide players to have the ball so easy. Particularly Giggs. I mean, Giggs has only got to pull himself to the touchline, and he can have the ball all day. You know, normally you'd expect an Italian defensive mentality to say, he's a threat, we go block him out. Whether it's because they feel safe in the league itself with the cushion of points they've got.
Hits it straight at Zidane. Zidane at the same time tries to thread it through to Boxic. Here's Solskjaer. He's having a better second half now. Deschamps dispossesses him though. Finds Jugovic. Zidane again. Whoop. Beckham gives it away again. But trying to get it back. Torricelli. Oh, terrific play by Torricelli. Now Boxic. Knocked it wide. For Del Piero. And the little chip by him, thanks very much, says Schmeichel. So it's out with Giggs. That's a lovely sweeping ball by Giggs. Inch perfect for David Beckham. But Torricelli's there.
Not many will remember that, Brian, but that reminded you of Hancock's to Mullen, didn't it? In the original Euro matches.
That was, if Beckham gets a yellow card here, he's out of the next game, but he doesn't get a yellow card. He's already on a yellow card. for Juventus. I just wonder if United can keep this sort of pace going for the rest of the game. Goes Cantona for this one, but Montero wins it in the air. May for Manchester United. Now Zidane yet again. Offside flag is up against Del Piero.
That's all Johnson should be doing, just looking to give it gigs there.
Cantona. Offside flag is up. Flag is up. The linesman has got the flag up. The referee hasn't seen him yet. Now he has. It's a free kick. It's not a corner.
I'll tell you what, this will be very much touch and go. Cantona's just making it now.
Ooh.
He may be half a shoulder offside. Yeah. Great decision, linesman, unfortunately.
So Peruzzi's kick.
As I say, I think every time Johnson gets the ball now, he just wants to say, do nothing else, give it gigs. Just give it gigs, feed him.
Good challenge by Nicky Butt.
And Boxic's had a bit of a bang on the head as well.
And here's Giggs again. Plays it inside for Johnson. No, he won't. But Johnson does well to get out by stretching those long legs again, retrieving the ball and finds Roy Keane. Now McClare. Long again towards Solskjaer. But Peruzzi makes the clearance. Johnson. Giggs. Crowd loved that, and why not? That was brilliant. Now Beckham. It's moved inside a bit. Cantona's withdrawn to this right flank. There's a lovely ball by Beckham for Giggs. Driven in this time, and Montero, and now Cantona. And the corner. Again, Juventus pull everybody back. Roy Keane has gone forward. Cantona taking this corner. Knocked in by Nicky Butt. Not away yet. Peruzzi's come a long, long way. Finds Roy Keane. Blasted wide.
Well, Zidane certainly earned his money there. I mean, he's played brilliantly in terms of keeping the thing ticking over, but his block here on Keane. When this falls down to Roy Keane, you think, there's a fellow that can score from there. That's brilliant defending, that.
Quarter of an hour left. United still a goal down. Neville going it in towards McClare. Now Zidane. Here's Jugovic. Zidane again. Not one substitute on yet.
I just think I'm amazed that somebody like Lombardo hasn't come on and just closed that side of the field up.
Farini, Delivio, Deschamps, Jugovic, Torricelli. Boxic going for it. Safely with Schmeichel, and a good long throw out by Schmeichel sends Solskjaer racing in, and Giggs through the middle here, and he's got Cantona alongside him. It's with Giggs, he's brought down. That's a free kick. Could be a yellow card for Ferrara.
I'll tell you what, Brian, he might be just a touch lucky that the recovering defender Montero is just behind him.
Now, can United conjure something from here? They're looking at Giggs. Cantona's just patted him on the back. But Giggs is not going to be a part of this free kick. Might be Beckham, might be Keane, might be Cantona himself. I think it's going to be Beckham.
Yeah, it shapes as if it...
There's some fun and games going on in the wall too. And plenty in the wall. And Beckham...
Brian, the keeper's showing an awful lot to his right-hand side, you know. He's gone back over to check his wall now. A Beckham special, up and down. Get it up over the wall and down quickly.
Now, the referee's got the wall lined up. Beckham shot. Well, it was a good free kick, but Peruzzi was equal to it. And meanwhile, in Istanbul, Fenerbahce have gone 1-0 ahead against Rapid Vienna. Now Cantona tries some. Oh my goodness, he had to push that away, and fortunately for Peruzzi, it didn't fall either to McClare or Beckham, who were following in. There's the touch. Giggs can't get hold of this one. Porini, but it's been a terrific second half for Manchester United, and they just haven't had a chance. The break to get the goal that really mattered. But here's Beckham, and now here's Giggs. Solskjaer just behind the flying figure of McClare. Neville, crowd shouting that Boxic's behind him. Juventus about to make a substitution, we understand. Cantona's shot, which was fisted away by Peruzzi. Deschamps to his fellow Frenchman Zidane. Jugovic. Boxic waiting in the middle. Boxic. And the offside flag is up.
I find that amazing that Del Piero should be offside there, shouldn't he? You know, it's often quoted about the lad that's looking along the line should never be offside, but it is criminal, really.
Bringing on Takenardi and taking, we understand, Delivio off. In the meantime, Beckham swinging out another long ball, hoped to find McClare because Giggs had gone inside. Good interception there by Johnson. But here's Del Piero.
Since he missed that chance, Del Piero, when he got through high inside right position, United have absolutely swept them to one side with everything except the final thing.
He's had a very good game, Delivio, hasn't he?
But first half, I'm surprised second half. I mean, I've seen him work up and down that right flank, and I thought, I don't know, I thought he'd have just said, oh, you go and sit on Giggs and don't let him get possession. Because Perini really has had a torrid time, hasn't he, defensively?
And Takenardi comes on. Just a slight whisper that I'm getting is that United might soon make a substitution, bringing Jordi Cruyff on in place of Gary Neville. But in the meantime, it's McClare, and he's found Solskjaer, and he couldn't quite find a way through to Cantona. Torricelli, Boxic, good challenge by Nicky Butt, and another one by him, and they're flying at the moment, United. They're getting their tackles in, and they're working so hard, but Keane up to Cantona. Here's Beckham. And they still find a way through Juventus. Beckham with another long cross, but oh, it's reached Ryan Giggs. Crossed in again by him. And that time Ferrara got it away, but again only as far as Giggs. Still with Giggs. And Solskjaer trying to go around them all and crossed it into the side netting. At a corner, it came off the Juventus defender. And Beckham, knowing that time is precious now, trying to get Jordi Cruyff on. It's going to be Solskjaer who comes off.
It's funny, I thought that might have happened just after half-time, but he seems to be sparked into life.
Yeah, he's not had a bad second half, has he? So Solskjaer goes, Jordi Cruyff comes on. And Juventus are going to bring a defender, Giuliano, on. But here's the corner first. floated in. Peruzzi's fists get it away. Here's Cantona trying to return it. My goodness! Well, they claim that it was flicked over by the goalkeeper and should be a corner.
It certainly looked that way, didn't it? I mean, the goalkeeper made an awful, horrendous rick in the first place to punch this one out to him. And that's his distance, that's his volley, that's the way he scores goals from.
Torricelli coming off.
No, it's hit the bar. Clipped the bar again.
And Giuliano, a left back, coming on.
Certainly Torricelli has looked nothing like the Torricelli that of last season.
Boxic with a header. Johnson to May. 7 minutes left. Cruyff gets up and gets up very well indeed. And he gets in again. Cantona. And Cruyff couldn't play it on the end of it. But plays it wide for Beckham.
That might be the first untidy ball he's played all match, although he could fully understand what he was looking for, just to turn it round the corner and hope he picked up a runner with it.
Keane, Gary Neville, David Beckham again, knocked it in again. Will Giggs get to this? No, headed back by Porrini.
What price if he gets to the last minute like this and they get a corner? Is there any chance Schmeichel will come up?
Yes, he'll be there. Neville not taking any chances, although Schmeichel could have gathered that one up because it was headed back by Gary Neville. That's wide from Jurgovic. Here's Johnson coming forward now. Giuliano's header, Deschamps, Giuliano, Jurgovic. Oh, this is good stuff again. This is good stuff by Juventus again as Boxic takes it up. Zidane is there, Del Piero's on the far side. Boxic with the shot, the header there by Del Piero. And Schmeichel with a good long throw out, tries to find Cantona with it. But Butt now finds Giggs, and now we're away again. That's a free kick. Fouled by Deschamps.
That's what I wish, instead of cutting it, driving inside too early, I wish he'd carry it along the flank a bit more. Because he's certainly got the skinning of Perini.
Cantona on that far side. Gary Neville. Played wide for Beckham. A lovely flick by Beckham. Neville plays it in and just played it maybe 2 or 3 yards too close to the Juventus goal. Other than that, McClair, Cantona and Jordi Cruyff would have been in there.
Well, that's when it's United, Brian. I mean, I thought it was a great teasing ball and a lovely little layoff under pressure from Beckham here. Takes it, just plays it into an area where, yeah, they've got distances to make up, but normally speaking, they're ugly balls for defenders to deal with.
Johnson's header. Won by Cruyff, and here's Keane surging forward now. Jurgovic. Del Piero. That's a free kick.
He's bought that one a little bit there, Del Piero. It was nowhere near as blatant as the penalty.
Tacchinardi with it. Finds Deschamps. Zidane. Stopped by McClair, but they still keep possession. Giuliano. Changed his mind about 4 or 5 times and then lost it completely. And then doesn't want to retreat, doesn't want Beckham to get hold of the ball. Schmeichel hammering it forward. Just Cantona and Giggs are up there. Montero with the
There's that space
header.
again, Brian.
Now Giggs again. There's the deep cross too close to the keeper.
I know he may be tired a little bit. You have to accept that with Ryan Giggs. Short of match play. But I think he's got to try and run it to them. Run it to the corners of the penalty box. I mean, he's absolutely got the full back on On ice the way it is, the fullbacks really didn't know what day it is when he runs at him.
No foul. Takanadi thought he got one, but the referee thought otherwise. Neville. 2.5 minutes to go. I don't think the trainer's been on all night, so I don't think it'd be much time added on. May does well there, and a little flick there sends Beckham surging forward. Cruyff's ahead of him, and on the far side again is Giggs. Little touch by him to Keane. Keane playing it wide again for Cantona. Now the cross is a good one. The fist of Peruzzi. Just stopping Nicky Butt, I think it was, who was furthest forward. Jugovic. Schmeichel will get there first. And a little chip over Jugovic to Cantona. 1.5 minutes.
Go on, one last run line. Go on, take him on. Johnson's taking his space there for an overlap.
Little touch by Nicky Butt was a good one. Beckham. Oh, McClare's made a break. Oh, the final pass just wasn't good enough. Both Cruyff and McClare were on their blocks and ready to go. Del Piero. Beckham. Keane. Forced into a central defensive position with the early injury to Philip Neville. Giggs doing well. McClare's right in there. Cruyff is right in there. Giggs was in there. The crowd were hurrying for a penalty just for a moment when Giggs came in on that one. And now the break is on for Juventus. Del Piero with Boxic up there as well. Down the line for Ryan Giggs. It calls for Butt. And then for Cantona. Can they find a way through? They can't. Peruzzi gets it clear. Keane with a header. But now there could be trouble. The flag has stayed down. Boxing is through. The flag has stayed down. It could be 2-0 now. But it's not.
Oh, that could have been all sorts. I know there's only seconds left now, but Boxic was miles offside there.
Now, Keane hammering it forward to the other end. Are we going to get a dramatic finish yet? Neville. Swept to Ryan Giggs, but it didn't reach him. Perini was there to block the way. Time added on at the end of 90 minutes. Nicky Butt. And again, they couldn't find Giggs with it. And Del Piero, the man who scored from the penalty spot after 36 minutes, drives it wide here now for Jugovic. Del Piero's there again. And it's gone over the top. It's a corner.
Yeah, it got one of those loops. I thought for a minute we were going to get a replay.
Another one of
the Fenerbahce first goal.
Volic's goal for Fenerbahce.
What it does, of course, it eats up valuable seconds now.
Valuable seconds, and to be fair, Juventus aren't exactly rushing to get the penalty, the corner taken. Jugovic will take it. The referee will add on a bit. We already had over a minute of time added on. Bad corner. Beckham with the long clearance. Just Giggs surrounded by 3 defenders, but he gets a good header in for Cantona, who just gets there first. It might not get the all-up for Manchester United. Cantona playing it for Giggs on this side, but the flag has gone up for an offside. Gosh, there couldn't have been much in that.
Well, I'd like to see that one again. I don't even think that was anywhere near off. That's who biased he was, yes. Well done again, linesman.
Yeah, just about.
Just excitement.
So United, if they go down to defeat, remain on 6 points in this group. Fenerbahce, if they in fact hold their 1-0 win against Rapid Vienna, go on to 7 points. We're nearly 2 minutes into injury time. And again United comes surging forward, looking for this last gasp saving. Beckham. Giggs, played in towards McClare, and Juventus just happy to get that away to Zidane. What a game he's had. In comes Keane again. Oh, that's a free kick. Del Piero. The final whistle's gone. Well, it took 40 years for Manchester United to lose this amazing European record at home. They did that against Fenerbahce, and now, irony of ironies, the next match they've lost again, this time to Juventus, which makes their process towards getting into the quarterfinals much more hazardous now. So, a lot of hard thinking ahead now for Alex Ferguson. United beaten 1-0 by Juventus here at Old Trafford tonight.
Great chances. So one of these agonising nights that you do get sometimes, and I thought we were very, very unlucky.
You battled away there, and when you look back on that, you lost the game on a silly penalty.
Yeah, it was maybe a rash challenge. It was a penalty kick, there's no doubt about that. But we're very unfortunate. I can't praise them enough. I thought they worked so hard. They deserve something better. When the game of football doesn't always go your way.
Now with Fenerbahce winning 1-0 at home, that now means you're behind them. So it's Juventus have got to do a job for you now on the Turks, and you've got to win in Vienna.
I think Juventus will always be the type of team who are honest, and I think they won. They should win.
It's amazing how it slipped away, though, isn't it?
Well, it's the result against Fenerbahce. A draw would have been enough at the end of the day. But a deflected goal like that, it's just a bit unlucky. But I think we'll go to Vienna and have a right go at it. There's nothing to hinder us now for having a go at it, and hope that Juventus do the job in Turin.
Well, let me just clarify that situation in Group C. Juventus through to the quarter-finals. Fenerbahce, 1-0 winners against Rapid, now in that second spot. But with a final game, remember, as we've just heard, away in Turin. Manchester United also away against Rapid Vienna. A point in Austria would be enough for United if Fenerbahce lose to Juventus. But a win is required if Fenerbahce gain 1 point in Italy. If Fenerbahce win, of course, United are definitely out. Well now, Glenn Hoddle and Terry Venables here, a case of missed chances in this second half, definitely, Glenn, yes?
That was a tremendous game, wasn't it, Bob? A fantastic game. United have got to be praised for that second half performance. They've had some wonderful chances. The only criticism, you say, they didn't hit the target enough when they had the chances.
Let's look at them. Let's look at, anyway, the three in the second half, starting with the Solskjaer one, Terry.
Well, again, it's a cross from the right-hand side for Beckham, and Solskjaer does very well. Gets across the defender who's dreaming, and really he's inches away. He's agonisingly close to scoring.
David Beckham here, Ben, one of your England men.
Yeah, you would think David would hit the target from here. He'd be disappointed with that, because we've seen him time and time again this season hit the target and score from there. And he just dragged across it. He didn't quite get the technique right.
And this is still not going for Eric, is it?
No, he keeps on top of the ball well. The goalkeeper misses it. It just clips the top of the bar, and that, on a good night, they're the sort of goals he does score. But I think that they played excellent the second half. They went in groups that closed down and broke down their passing combinations, which they didn't do in the first half, and attacked them from there. And they were all over the place, Juventus, and they're a good side.
Well, they're a good side. They're champions of Europe. I mean, it was very accomplished effort by United second half.
Very much so, and I think Ryan Giggs set the stall out from the first minute in the second half. He really got at the full-back. He worked extremely hard defensively to win the ball back, and I think it sort of upped the tempo, and the whole of the rest of the United players responded off that. And all in all, they deserved a point, if not a win in the end. But it was just a case of not hitting the target enough.
Are we going to stay optimistic here, Terry?
Yes,
for United?
I think so. I still think they'll go through, and I think they would have learned a lot from the games they've had previously. And I also believe Juventus will every chance to go through to the final.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for being with us. Now, remember, don't miss our highlight show later tonight. Porto against Milan, the feature game, plus all the rest of the action. But as for tonight here at Old Trafford, what a game, what an occasion. It's won by the stylish champions of Europe, but it's certainly not over yet for Manchester United, or indeed it's not over for the Old Trafford faithful as well. It goes to the last game in Vienna. It's live here on ITV. Bye-bye.
This program was
Ho, 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 it's 3 games in 8 days over Christmas for the Premiership teams, a tough schedule. Good evening, our top match tonight is Nottingham Forest against Arsenal, the bottom club against the team who could go back to the top. A daunting day for Stuart Pearce, who yesterday accepted the responsibility of player caretaker manager of Forest after Frank Clark's resignation. There would be no lack of positive motivation for his teammates today. But they still had to stop the Premiership's leading scorer, Ian Wright. Nine points off the pace, but Cantona has been showing good form again. We see Manchester United at home to Sunderland. And we're at Goodison as Everton's leading scorer Gary Speed faced his old club. 4 games unbeaten with 4 clean sheets for Nigel Martin, an indication that Leeds would be difficult to beat. A year on since he took the job, we spent a day with Leicester's Martin O'Neill. We have all the day's other goals. Trevor Brooking will have the glad tidings. Alan Hansen, the great joy derived from today's action, we hope. We begin at the City Ground. Stuart Pearce, player, captain and manager of Forest. Arsenal looking to go back to the top. The commentary from Tony Gubber.
Stuart Pearce, the inspirational choice to lead Nottingham Forest out of the wilderness at the bottom of the Premier Division. And the supporters have already shown their approval of the new caretaker player-manager. The few thousand tickets that remain for this game have been snapped up in the last 24 hours. It should be virtually a full house, but what impact can Stuart Pearce have? Well, he's already added to the playing staff and changed the style of play. Nigel Clough is back, initially on a month's loan from Manchester City, but he's a substitute today to this adventurous team that Pearce has pondered on overnight. They'll play with 3 at the back. Nikola Jurkan, the Croatian international, has been recalled to that role. There'll be 5 in midfield, Saunders and Allen providing the width, and the Dutchman Brian Roy is recalled too to support Kevin Campbell up front. Well, Forest catch Arsenal today without 3 regular players. Tony Adams and Patrick Vieira are both suspended. Remy Gard, the other Frenchman, bought on the recommendation of Arsene Wenger, starts a Premier game for the first time. And with Lee Dixon injured, 20-year-old Gavin McGowan, an England schoolboy international, is at right wing-back. Dennis Bergkamp returns after missing 4 games with a hamstring injury. Stephen Lodge of Barnsley is the referee. Let's not forget that Frank Clark, recently departed, was a very popular manager here during his 3.5 years. But it's a new era that dawns for Nottingham Forest, and Stuart Pearce also retaining the captain's armband in his first challenge there with Merson. It really is going to be a tough few days for Nottingham Forest in their position at the bottom of the Premiership. After Arsenal, it's Manchester United here on Boxing Day. Jurkan, Saunders, here's Woe. Well, there's a cold, blustery wind. It may be difficult this afternoon for players in wide positions to hit accurate crosses. What a great club servant Stuart Pearce has been. He joined Nottingham Forest back in June 1985 for £200,000 from Coventry. He's since made over 500 appearances for them, and now not only caretaker, player, manager, captain as well. Awesome responsibility. Well, it might spin off to Bergkamp, it did. Looks to check where Ian Wright is. Here's Ian Wright. Oh, he's tried to chip him. Tremendous instincts by Ian Wright. Arsenal fortunate the way the ball broke to them. Bergkamp looked up to see where Ian Wright had got to. He tried to pull it inside the defender, just momentarily seemed to lose his balance. But even then, with the vision to try and chip Crossley. Ian Wright cleverly changing the point of attack. Keown. Bergkamp. Keown. Bergkamp. Keown. Well, it was a great move. No disrespect to Martin Keown, but the man ultimately on the end of it probably wasn't the right one. A striker might have made far more of that. The interchange was neat. Maybe just getting the ball tight under his feet. Wone. Forrest try again. Allen gets in on his left foot. It's the best chance that Nottingham Forest have created, and it's been some 22 minutes in coming. Inside, Gavin McGowan on his left foot, screwing off the outside of his boot. Allen still looking for his first goal of the season. Here's Renegard. Platting quickly, right, back heel was intended for Bergkamp. Oh, and Ian Wright has had an angry dig there at Paul Merson. It's not often you see teammates falling out amongst themselves. Campbell. Again, Arsenal have dealt with it. They just take up a very solid line. Merson. Bergkamp. Chase down this flank, and he gets to it. Just got Roy ahead of him. But again, Arsenal had defenders in sufficient numbers to deal with it. Dennis Bergkamp. To Platt. Well, that's worked out well. David Platt. Pearce gets back at him. And Platt maybe getting a mouthful from Ian Wright. It was a better than decent shooting chance that Platt made for himself with that inspirational first touch. But as he gets to this, Ian Wright has motored into a better position. Here's Remigard. Merson, a lot of room, a lot of space. Winterburn on the overlap. Well, it was a fizzer. It was too hot for Proctor to hold at the first attempt. But there's always danger when you see Merson drifting in like that onto his right foot. Nottingham Forest haven't conceded a goal. They haven't looked like scoring one either. But here at the City Ground, the crowd a little bit subdued at a half-time score which reads Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0. It's the shortest day of the year, and Nottingham Forest hope that this is the low point of their season. Just 10 points from 17 games so far. That's 3 less than Coventry, Southampton and Blackburn. But they'll need to do better in the second half against Arsenal if they're to collect anything from this home fixture. Winterburn helps it on to Ian Wright. And that will be Nottingham Forest throw. Well, Nigel Clough may be about to be introduced into the action. If he does, it will be his 400th appearance as a Nottingham Forest player. Here's Cooper. Brian Roy from long range. Well, he hit it very well. Scored 14 goals in his first season for Nottingham Forest, 10 last season, but just 1 in 12 appearances before today. Remy Gard looking for Merson. Corner. Nice first touch by Merson, who's having a very solid season. And Winterburn has gone across to take the corner. Little look to check where people are. Bold is at the near post. Ian Wright inside the 6-yard box. That was Kevin Campbell defending. Back to Winterburn. Crossley comes. Oh, he's dropped it! Ian Wright! A howler by Mark Crossley, and you can't legislate for mistakes like that. It looked easy for the Nottingham Forest keeper to field. Came to claim it in the air, and somehow it squirmed from his grasp. Just a bit casual, perhaps. Keown helped it on its way at the feet of Ian Wright into the back of the net, past a very disappointed Stuart Pearce standing on the goal line. It's Ian Wright's 21st goal of the season, and maybe that will be sufficient to lift them back to the top of the Premiership. They were dislodged on Tuesday night as a result of Liverpool's 4-2 defeat of this Nottingham Forest side. And now Arsenal in the lead. And it may well be that the best of this match will be in this final half an hour or so. Forest have got to carry the battle forward now. Campbell not quite quick enough. Winterburn in first as a corner. Nigel Clough on to resume his Nottingham Forest career. Brian Roy, the player who has been taken off. It's a crowded area. Lukic just got one hand on it. This is Chris Allen. Pearce. Looking for Wone. Knocked up by Saunders. Back to Saunders. And Arsenal have crowded them out, and here's Dennis Bergkamp. Remy Gard. Out by Chettle. Well, Mark Crossley has been ever present this season, but he's only kept 4 clean sheets in 20 appearances before today. You just can't keep Ian Wright down. Edging ever closer to that record of goals for Arsenal scored by Cliff Baston. 178 is the target. Ian Wright now on 165. Yes! Haaland! 1-1. 2 in the space of a couple of minutes. And it's joy unbounded here at the City Ground. Great work by Saunders. And what a good strike by Alf-Inge Haaland. It's the perfect riposte from Nottingham Forest, and can that be the springboard to a vital victory? 21 minutes gone in the second half, and Nigel Clough adds his congratulations, and Stuart Pearce gets the message across that the job is only half done. Back on level terms, but more still required. Kevin McGowan, the player who is coming off, and Ray Parlour hurrying to join the action. Arsenal under pressure at the moment. Haaland helps it on. And here's Winterburn. Ian Wright was blocked by Jurkan. The free kick has been given. Jurkan has been cautioned, he'll have to be careful. And, well, Jurkan is now down and Ian Wright was involved. The crowd saw what the referee didn't. And maybe the referee's assistant on the far side did, because Stephen Lodge has now gone across to talk to the official on that far side. And Ian Wright might be in trouble here. Well, he's reaching into the pocket. Ian Wright has only got himself to blame. It's the early bath for the Arsenal player, annoyed at the obstruction by Jurkan a moment earlier. And then, as you have to say, unfortunately, is typical of Ian Wright, he reacted to it. And the clash between them on the edge of the screen, as you look, didn't, in fairness, look to be that much. Well, once again, the new Arsenal manager, Arsene Wenger, having to watch his team play out a match with only 10 men. Merson. This is Morrow. Here's David Platt. Jurkan looks for somebody forward, in the end opts for Dean Saunders. Morrow slipped. Saunders. Campbell! Well, Saunders out wide with another ball into the middle, which fashioned a chance, as it did for the goal by Haaland. That time just behind Kevin Campbell, who needed the touch to steady himself, never quite got hold of it. Ian Wone. Here's Clough. Merson. Fierce to Haaland. There's Little. Cooper. There's Chettle. Stuart Pearce. Ian Wone. Pearce. Campbell. Here's Haaland. Yes! Haaland gets his second. And our Nottingham Forest about to end that disastrous run of results. 16 matches without a win, but they've come back from 1-0 down against Arsenal to lead 2-1. And we've just over a minute and a half left to play. The ball squeezing between Linnigan and Campbell. Haaland, the Norwegian, onto it quickest. Minute. Can Nottingham Forest hold on for this, well, in truth, improbable victory? Certainly when they went 1-0 down. Arsenal's cause not helped by the sending off of Ian Wright. Clough, Saunders. Here's Wone. Wone on the left foot. Well, it needed pace, he wasn't able to provide it on the shot. Maybe there wasn't anything left in the legs. Stuart Pearce just telling Crossley to keep the ball and keep things calm, as the new man inspired Forest to a memorable win. He said he fretted all night over what team to pick and who to play, and took everybody by surprise with the 11 that he chose and the formation. Left Liam O'Kane on the bench to make any decisions about substitutes, just concentrating himself on playing his own part as the captain on the field. Arsene Wenger just asked to get back from the touchline. Pearce knocks it out. Clough only as far as Ray Parlour. kick. There's still a chance for Arsenal. Only defeated in the Premiership previously this season, Arsenal, by Liverpool and Manchester United. And they've pushed everybody into the penalty area. Crossley didn't get it, but neither did the Arsenal forwards. And now Forrest can break out with Saunders. Well, he just wants to run it down to the corner flag and keep it as long as he can. It's goal kick. But it's run down some more vital seconds. Stuart Pearce still pointing and asking for extra effort. Forrest have done it. Haaland's 2 goals, and only previously scored once in 52 appearances before this season, Alf-Inge Haaland. But he's delivered 2 goals for his new manager, Stuart Pearce, to give Nottingham Forest victory over Arsenal by 2 goals to 1. Maybe this is the start of a Forest revival. The club with significant debts of many millions of pounds, still an uncertainty about when the new consortium will take over, probably in January, but maybe the road back to salvation in the Premiership has begun. Final score, Nottingham Forest 2, Arsenal 1.
The boys worked very hard for me today. It's important that I get their backing. I mean, there's never any doubt that the supporters will back me here, and it's important that the players do, and they showed me today that they were behind me. But as we're aware, we're bottom of the league. We're still bottom of the league, even though we've won a match, and there's a lot of hard work to do.
We just got on with it as normal, and you know, he talks a lot when he was a captain, so we just continued with that. Yep. Just a bit more formal now.
I think we have to concentrate on the game and not to judge the referees, and to accept and to adapt our behaviour to not be sent off. That's all. I think we have to think positively and to concentrate on the quality of our game.
Is this loan period likely to become permanent?
I have no idea at the moment. It was just, you know, a month, and we'll see what happens. Obviously the situation here with takeovers, consortiums and so on needs sorting out, but obviously I'd love to be involved further. Sure.
Your dad wasn't here today, but I understand he will be coming to see some games in the near future.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He went to his first one, I think, Notts County last week. If Forrest had been at home then, he'd have come here. And I think he's looking forward to coming and watching a bit of football in the next few months.
Well, they say fortune favours the brave. It certainly wasn't a cautious team selection by Stuart Pearce.
Definitely brave. I mean, they've only scored 5 goals in 8 home games, and he picked a very, very attacking lineup. If we look at the formation here, I saw this at 5-3, and I thought, get your mortgage in Arsenal to win the game. I mean, the 2 wing backs, you've got Saunders, who's a centre forward, and you've got Allen, who's a very attacking winger. But to be fair to Stuart Pearce, this is the best chance of the first half. He does well there. Pearce gets an interception, and Allen, who's playing wing back on the left-hand side, is in a very forward position here. When Wone gets it, he's inside, shows a lot of strength and determination. Really should have done better in there. And in the second half, this equalising goal on the other side, Dean Saunders, who's playing wing back on the right-hand side, he picks it up, goes at Winterburn, looks to go inside, comes on the outside of him, decent cross in, and Haaland scores there. I like the way Dean Saunders approached the game. You know, he was definitely playing out of position, but he played with 100% commitment, showed some nice touches, and I don't think a manager can ask for any more than that. Forrest, for me, still got the problems up front. The best players today, the 3 centre-backs were great, but for me, the man of the day, or the man of the match, was Cooper, just in front of the back 3. He was terrific.
It was a brave lineup by Forrest, but Arsenal couldn't exploit it, could they, really, today?
Well, in the first half hour, down the left-hand side, the Arsenal left-hand side, there was so much space. I was just expecting them to exploit that. Merson got the ball once and cut inside, had a good shot, but apart from that, they never really got going at all.
Now, Arsenal have had a player sent off in their last 3 away games. Wright added to that list today, and it was rather stupid, wasn't it? I mean,
I thought he was unlucky. He had an in-and-out day for him.
Unlucky to be sent off?
I thought he was unlucky to be sent off, but this is how it started. We pick him up here. Merson is on the ball there, and what Wright tries to do is he back-heeled it here, and there's a bit of a fracas. We circle the 2 of them. If you look closely, Merson on the far side, he's going to Wright saying, why did you back-heel it? Why don't you just play it simple? There you go. Wright doesn't like that, and what he does, he runs after Merson, in front of the referee, he pushes him. Now, there's only one winner there, and that's opposition. But it really didn't affect him that much, because 30 seconds later, ball comes out of defence, a long ball. This is what he's typical. Unselfish, great movement, takes on the right-hand side, cuts inside, and gains Arsenal a corner. And then he scores a goal, a half chance, you give him a half chance in the box, he'll tuck it away. Bad mistake with the keeper. He picks the ball up there, decent touch underneath his feet, and he puts it in the back of the net. And you would think, well, he's on a high now. Even though Arsenal lost the goal and it's back to 1-1. He's checked there by Jerkan, but he gets a foul. It's no problem. You know, just get on with the game. You're playing well, you're on a high, you're scoring lots of goals. And for some reason he goes looking for trouble. But I think he doesn't raise his arms here. I think he just barges into Jerkan. And I don't think for me that he should be sent off.
Trouble just by
he's asking for trouble,
like
but it's only a booking. I think he's very, very unlucky to get sent off there. I think that the guy is one of the best players in the Premiership, but there's no doubt about it. His temperament is suspect.
He'll miss their cup game against Sunderland. Now, with their European Cup responsibilities postponed until March, Manchester United fans are expecting something of a spurt from their team if they're to retain the Championship. 9 points out of 24 has left some room for improvement. Today they were home to Sunderland. For United, Philip Neville came in for Ronnie Johnson. Beckham was on the bench again. Sunderland kept the side that had that impressive win over Chelsea. John Champion saw this one.
Paul. Alex Ray. Oh, space for Russell. Good attempt by Craig Russell. You could see precisely what he was trying to do. Hit it with his left instep and curl it beyond Schmeichel and inside rather than outside the post. A warning for Manchester United. Pallister. Given away to Ball. Oh, that did look a little late from Kevin Ball, but here's Giggs. Round Melville. Oh, he's tried an extravagant finish. It seemed that if anything he was shaping for a driven shot, having worked the angle to his advantage. Instead it was the 8-iron. Ford. Driven for Kelly. Good use of the chest. Hall. Ray. Kelly. And here's Gareth Hall of all people. And Alex Ray hit his own man, Russell. I'm not sure that it wasn't on target, that shot. It was a neat piece of interplay by Sunderland. Philip Neville. Giggs. Away from Hall. And there's Scholes! Good save! Solskjaer! 1-0. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scores his 8th goal for Manchester United. The man they like to call the baby-faced assassin. Scholes with a really good effort. Fine block by Perez, who was helpless as Solskjaer scored. He hates the nickname, but you can see why he's got it. Ord. Here's Solskjaer again. Good save by Perez, who saw it late. Solskjaer seems to have the taste all of a sudden. And so have Manchester United, but Cantona! Oh, his first touch was lacking. That's the story of Eric Cantona's form at this stage of the season. That touch for which he's famed has sadly deserted him. Gary Neville. Giggs. Ord. Ball giving it to Scholes. And here's Klutz. Round the keeper. Down he goes, it's a penalty. Now, will the referee deem as well that Lionel Perez was the last man? He's reaching for his book, and what is the colour of the card going to be? There's the challenge. And it's all down to the interpretation that Paul Durkin places on that passage of play. I think Perez fears the worst. It's yellow. And it could so easily have been red. So it's one Frenchman who used to play for Nîmes against another. Cantona was a teammate of Perez. Now they are opponents. And that is Cantona's first Premiership goal in more than 3 months. And listen to the roar that he gets from the Old Trafford faithful. You can sense their relief as well. Here's Ray with the free kick. Header from Ord. And Schmeichel's throw could put Solskjaer in. Kubicki's missed the challenge, and Solskjaer is all on his own. Isn't that a cool finish? He must have had a surge of adrenaline pulsing through his body when Kubicki missed the tackle, and he still had 40 yards to run. But nothing was going to faze him, and that is why Alex Ferguson rates him so very highly. 3-0. Kubicki. Gray. Irwin sliding in from behind, and he got the ball. Poborski, his first touch. Cantona pulling away in the middle. Giggs arriving. And there's Giggs who missed his kick. And Nicky Butt should have done so much better. He's already won a penalty, but really he should have had what for him would have been a rare goal. But McClare. Giggs in a modicum of space. And here's Philip Neville. This is good play by United, behind by Melville. Giggs to take the corner. 5 red shirts to aim for. But, yes! Nicky Butt with goal number 4. And he can't have scored too many before with a leaping header like that. Peter Reid is facing up to Sunderland's worst defeat of the season. Scholes. McClare's made the run from midfield, and Sunderland haven't picked him up successfully. Poborski, Cantona and Thornley both in the penalty area. It's a United throw. Poborski with it. Irwin. 3 in the box this time. And the save by Perez from Nicky Butt. Cantona and Butt both slid in for that. And Perez almost inadvertently seemed to stick out a boot and divert it to safety. Russell. Bridges outside him. And Stewart! And still Sunderland can't find a way through. Bridges delivered the perfect cross from the left-hand side. Stewart was in the ideal position, but couldn't guide it beyond Schmeichel. Cantona. And after all his problems and his lack of form and the criticism that's come his way, there is the perfect riposte. Suffering is nearly over for Peter Reid and Sunderland. Never have the words of the song seemed less appropriate. Cheer up, Peter Reid. Irwin. Poborski. Now is he going to take on Kubicki? Twisting, turning. What about the cross? Corner. Poborski. Cantona! He headed down. Is the ball still not away? Now it is. But that was a clear opportunity to complete a hat-trick. Poborski. It's a free header. Still Poborski. Oh! It came off Kevin Ball. that was so nearly 6. Can you explain the feeling of scoring in front of 55,000 people here?
It's impossible to describe it. It is.
Words are beyond that.
Yeah.
And then you came off. You must have been hoping to get your first United hat-trick, were you, at that stage?
No, I wasn't thinking about that. It's just great to have a rest. It's lots of games during Christmas, so the manager told me nice time to get a rest.
A baby-faced assassin, he called him, John Champion. But when Cantona's on song, United are on song.
Yeah, I think at this stage in the season, they usually move up a gear, don't they? And it was a good start to the Christmas sort of festivities. And I think he playing well, second half of last season, was a key factor, wasn't it, in them winning the Premiership, really. And I think, he has been off form. I mean, even in this first half action here, this is a sort of situation where he could have hit it first time. He tried to bring it down, goes under his foot. And he wants desperately a goal in open play. I mean, he's got the penalty at this stage. He likes to pick it up in this situation. His balance is excellent. He links up play. So it's starting to come together. He likes to play in that little hole area rather than push up front, where we've seen him a bit this season in Europe, and he hasn't functioned as well. Even in this situation, he's trying to join, looking to get that opening, to get the goal, and it breaks down again. You think, well, it's going to be another day where he's going to be frustrated. But this, I think, he should now go into an extra gear as well.
They're back to 3-1 for the Championship now tonight. Well, Everton against Leeds, plus all the day's other goals to come. But first, Ray Stubbs spent a day with one of the Premiership's brightest young managers, Martin O'Neill. His team, Leicester, were favourites to make a swift return to Division 1. But as they faced Coventry City today, they were in 12th place.
For sure, Leicester's mid-table position contributed to the festive feel that was clearly in the air at Filbert Street. But 12 months to the day since he took charge of the team, Martin O'Neill's mood remained one of realistic caution.
They went up to the Premiership a couple of years ago, I think almost relegated by Christmas time. So this time we've hung in a wee bit longer. That's all we've done at the minute.
If you're going to buy Martin O'Neill a Christmas present, what would you get him?
Somebody who can score 20 goals for us this season.
I'd buy Martin O'Neill a padlock to lock him to the bench to keep him here. We need to keep him at Leicester.
People keep patting you on the back. Is that dangerous?
Very dangerous, Ray, very dangerous. I've often said it before, I've not seen too many leagues won by October time. I've not seen too many teams stay up either by Christmas. So a long way to go yet, in all honesty. But I think we know that. I think the players in the dressing room know that. And I honestly believe that the fans do as well.
And O'Neill knew, as did Vicky Vixen and Filbert Fox, that Coventry, after beating Newcastle in midweek, would be tough opposition. The point was proved 12 minutes in, when Dion Dublin headed in Gary McAllister's corner. Dublin again played